said that I promised them an album. I have 30 sketches of poems. Okay, so I'm gonna go and stop playing video games. I'm gonna go to the room where I have my piano. Okay, I will try very hard. It'll be very funny. This is what I do all day. This is what creators do all day. I'm higher ranked than a creator, so whatever it is that I do, I will do. Yeah, so Marcin said to use a guitar. Okay, and this is really something very, very against what I usually do, because I don't usually like using a guitar. I don't. But he's like, you know what, try chords. Okay, he's like, try chords. I'm like, okay, fine, I will try. Everybody's out and partying and I'm at home playing video games. Because I'm adorable and I am really small. Except I'm not. I just turned 47 years old, which is the reason why that dent just like took a while to recover. It's too funny. Okay, so yeah, but the kids are really, really, really happy that I get to just, you know, I get to play with them instead. The children. Okay, they're very, very happy that I get to do this. Okay. What's it like when I start writing? Let's see. So I'll tell you what I did. Okay, I wrote it like back to back, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have written this and skipped a page. Fuck. Seriously, right? So now I have to just use another notebook, which is fine because I have like a gazillion of notebooks. A gazillion of notebooks. Now, supposed to do this, okay, and I already know I would just crush everyone. I will crush everyone because you know what, I'm not supposed to be performing. Creator of creators of creators of creators are not supposed to be performing. I'm supposed to be giving people ideas of how to do things. So I'm doing things so that you could see how I do things. Okay, so whatever it is that I'm doing, I guess people wanted to see how I did things, so I'm trying to help you do things. Now, number one. Okay, this is my first song. You take me to a dark place. I resist. You insist. I cave to your embrace. Okay, so basically I sketch out a poem. Sometimes I dream of this emptiness, and I wonder how you're doing. Probably better than me. Brewing tea, like you always do. But life's an eternal journey, so something mundane, something that everybody can relate to. There's no end game, something catchy, but we suffer and obsess all the same. Something that people can relate to, suffering and obsessing. Obviously, people can relate to that, right? Why do we do this to ourselves? A question that everybody's asked before, when we can live and forget. So instead of forgive and forget, it's a play on the forgive and forget thing, because forgive and forget is just so overdone, right? So I say live and forget, when we can just live and forget. And then ... that you were ever mine, and I never thought that possessing humans were a thing. So something clever, okay? So it's got something troubled, something relatable, something like, you know, and to be sure, I am very good at grammar, okay? And I spent my high school like days just, I remember in a AP English class, I went through like all of Henry the whatever, and I had like a, you know, back then it was like Apple computers, I had like printouts this thick of summaries. So I'm really like, I work really hard at improving my language skills, and so I have a 99th percentile verbal score. And it wasn't always that way. When I was first in grade school, I didn't speak much English. And then when I tested like my pre-SATs, I was like literally like, I think it was like 30th percentile or something. It was like really, really bad, like superbly bad. Okay. But the thing is, you know, language is something you can work on over time. And it wasn't until like I was in my 30s that I was actually, you know, eventually reasonably good at grammar, because I couldn't understand how people could remember all the rules. And I realized it's not about the rules, it's about pattern recognition. And then so I started doing, you know, the standardized exam questions over and over again. And so I would just pattern recognize. And that was what worked out for me. And I think a lot of people, because the educational systems, they try to teach you rules, and rules don't work for some people. You have to just be exposed to a pattern that's correct. And then you look at the pattern that's correct, and then you look at the pattern that's not correct, and you say, okay, what is the difference? And then so even if you couldn't like express, even if you couldn't tell what the difference was, you still have to just say, okay, here, you read something, you say this is right, you read something, you say this is wrong, and then you just do this repeatedly, and then eventually, you know, you get it. Eventually you get the pattern. Even if I can say, okay, you know what, I cannot tell you any of the grammar rules, except I can score really high on the exam. Why? I can explain to you why something is correct, but I cannot tell you what the rule is, because sometimes you have to realize that the rules are supposed to capture some sort of pattern. Okay, and the English language is actually very irregular. There are a lot of exceptions to not just pronunciations, but to rules. So if you have to remember all the rules and all the exceptions, it's like, what else are you gonna use your brain for, you know? So I just pattern recognize, okay? And I think that, you know, what the problem is with most people who write songs, it's like, oh, you know what? If you think about it, right, at the end of the day, what's popular? Okay? So anybody should be able to be a producer. Anybody should be able to tell what is going to be popular, because at the end of the day, it's here's what's popular. Whatever the bulk of the people at the middle of the curve can accept, that's what's going to be popular. Okay? It's not rocket science. It's not something that takes any type of ingenuity. It's that the individual, artistic, narcissist ego gets in the way is the problem. Okay? So if you think about it, it's, oh, I wrote this, it must be fucking awesome. You know, it's that. It's, oh, I feel like this is perfect, and so it must be. And it's that, okay, that is the issue. Because by all logic, okay, that definition of what's popular, of what everybody can identify with, is in that middle of the bell curve, and more or less, you're probably in somewhere in the middle of that bell curve. So you're the decision maker. Okay, you're of what gets streamed and what's top 10 and what's top 100, whatever it is that they do. Okay, that I don't keep track of very well. Okay, it's you, your gut visceral feeling about something, when you can take a step back and say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna forget that this is mine. I'm gonna forget that I wrote this, okay? I'm gonna come back to it and I'm gonna say, well, is it good? Do I like it? Do I like it? I don't care who wrote it. Do I like it? And that's it. This is what people don't get. It's just like, oh, you know what? That middle of the bell curve is what hits the top 10, top 100. Okay? So then, why is it that people are writing shit? It's because they have this narcissist, egoist kind of way of doing things, and that's the problem. Okay? Now, if you just think about, oh, you know what? I'm going to write something that's going to be like top 100. Well, that's an objective. Versus, oh, I'm going to write something that expresses my inner emotions about this one person that is just nobody gives a shit about, okay? You know. And the exception is if that situation and that scenario is something that everybody identifies with, okay? And that's really rare, because if you think about it, No musician is in that fucking middle of the bell curve. Really? Are musicians middle of the bell curve? No! We're fucking weird as shit, awkward as shit, narcissist, arrogant, got all sorts of issues, okay? We're not in that middle of the bell curve. It's stuff that we think that actually nobody identifies with. And we have to, like, you know, make it work. Just so basically, if you draw a Venn diagram, it's like, okay, here's the masses, right? Here's the masses right here, okay? This is what they think, okay? Here's the small, teeny dot that is like musicians, okay? Artists, okay? It's that overlapped with that. And if they cannot see and identify with any of it, then they're not gonna like it. It's just like, so... That's pop music for you, okay? Or at least that's, you know, what I get out of pop music. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but, you know, I'm pretty fucking sure that's how it works. Because popular music is... The merit in it is popular. Is that it's popular, accepted by everybody. It's the definition of what pop music is. Or even anything that is modern and popular, okay? So, I just, you know, I don't have... I know my... blues don't even match. This is so horrible. This is like a mint green, and this is like, you know, whatever the fuck blue this is. Okay, so, I'll tell you, I don't know my chords very well. I'm very bad at the guitar. Did I just spend 11 minutes ranting about how to write so that people identify with it? No, because I just actually read this, more or less, yes. You take me to a dark place. Okay, so something, here's the thing, like catchy these days is, the singer-songwriter format is not conducive to listening to on the subway or in the car or anything of that sort, because that's more like I'm gonna sit in a book nook and just like listen to it. Okay, so most of the stuff today is like, oh, catchy, repetitive, stuff of that sort, you know? Okay, so it's almost like it has to be repetitive and it has to be like, you know, really punchy. So whatever's the catchiest here, I think this is short enough and it doesn't ramble. And I'll tell you, there are people who sing really well, who like sing rambly, like, you know, singer-songwriter songs, and I'm just not, that's just not what I think is going to make money. I truly do not believe that that's what makes money, okay? That's just my opinion of observing what is out in the market. It's something upbeat, even if it's fucking sad as shit, it's going to be in major, okay? That's one fucking rule. That's like seminal rule, do not write in minor. If you fucking gravitate into minor, you have to turn it back to major. Because people don't want to listen to that shit in the subway, on a bus, in a car. You know, usually like in transit is where people listen to music because it's when they have downtime and they want to feel good. Even if it's fucking something that is about a sad subject, they still want to feel comforted. Okay, so from a psychological perspective, that's what it should do. So chord structures that comfort, okay, or motivate, or somehow is clever, okay? So, I mean, I'm so bad at the guitar that I don't know. Here's your C, okay? Why is it so bad sounding? Maybe A major. You take me to a dark place. Yeah, I wanted E minor. Wait, okay. No, I want. You take me to a dark place. What? Why can I? Here's your A. Why can I not play the E? Because I've not. Oh God. Here's your da da That's your A. Oh, I'm sorry, F sharp. Wait, that's not F sharp. Okay. Okay, so you got. You took me to a dark place. Okay, something like that, right? A and E, right? So you have A, E. So it's kind of like a sarcastic one, right? You take me to a dark place. I resist. You insist. Something really just like, you know, kind of like Thorntoff, kind of like, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, my guitar skills are very poor, and my brain is like just. What D, I think. I resist. No. A. G sharp. Okay. I resist. You insist. D. E. Okay, so we just got the most mundane chord ever, okay? They take me to a dark place. That's F sharp. What the fuck did you write E for? Okay, and then I resist. E, come on. No! I resist. You insist. Okay, so basically, what I just talked about is just date rape, okay? Plainly and simply, but, you know, fine, okay? Which is the reason why I say, you know, people want to feel better about the fact that this just happens all the fucking time. Like, all the fucking time! I'm not talking about, like, you know, sometimes. I'm talking about, like, literally, like, most of the time it's like, oh, you know what? I did it just to fucking get him off the case. Like, get him out of my house. Really, like, a lot of it is that, okay? Something of that sort, okay? I resist, and then you resist. I came to your embrace. Maybe I came to your embrace. Something really ominous. Something really, really ominous. Okay, this has not happened in the last years, okay? Don't get me wrong. You take me to other place. I resist. You insist. I to your embrace. I came to your embrace. Sharp minor. I came to your embrace. F sharp minor? Really? Back to the E major? So, that would be really weird. You take me to a dark place. I resist. You insist. I came to your embrace. Something like that. I don't even know what I just fucking did. Do you see how badly... No. D. to understand. I'm very extremely bad. Okay, extremely bad. I catch your embrace. No A. And then some sort of open A. Sometimes I dream of this emptiness and I wonder wait, how you doing? Maybe. Yeah, I think I like that. Sometimes I dream of this emptiness. I wonder how you're doing. Better with me, guarantee like you always do. Something like that, right? Okay, so here you first. Here's your second. You do not want to see what the notes look like. You're like, what the F is this? Okay. That's why I record it. You take me to another place. Wait! How do you even figure that? Oh yeah, F sharp. You take me to another place. Oh, I resist. Resist. An F minor. I came to your embrace. And then A major back. Sometimes I dream of this emptiness. And I wonder. What? That's a G? Wonder how you're doing, darling. Don't with me, guarantee like you always do. Always do. So I want A, G, and then resolve to back to A, okay? Well, life's an eternal journey. There's no end game, but we suffer and obsess all the same. Life's an eternal journey. The life's eternal journey. There's no end game. D and G. Life's an eternal journey. There's no end game, but we suffer and obsess all the same. All the same. Why do we do this to ourselves if we can live and forget that you were ever mine? Possessing humans were a thing. I don't like that. Because once you start going into the A, you have to reel it back in, because that's just too open. So because you go sometimes I dream of this emptiness, and I wonder how we doing probability. We're a T like you. Maybe move to a D. Step. Always do. And then maybe return to the life's an eternal journey. There's no end game. No end game, but we suffer and obsess all the same. I forgot where I am. But life's an eternal journey. Maybe, oh, I want to life's an eternal journey. Oh, then I want to go back to that shit one. Oh, that's a F sharp one, okay. But life's an eternal journey, there's no end game. D. A sharp, okay, but life is but life's an eternal journey. I should probably at least write down that it's Saturday. Life's an eternal journey, there's no end game, but we suffer and obsess all the same. Okay, so all the same. We're going back to A, okay. Karma's sitting, karma's, maybe karma's far behind. My ass. Karma far behind. It goes karma's far behind my ass. No, D. No, A. Karma's far behind my ass. Okay. Karma's far behind my ass. Okay, karma's far behind my ass. Okay, so you're resolving to a D. Why do we do this to ourselves? When we live and forget that you were mine. I ever thought that possessing humans were a thing. Were a thing. Okay, so my bad. Okay, so I just wrote a song, okay? I just wrote a song. It's just because. You take me to a dark place. No. What do I do? You take me to a dark place. I resist. You insist. I came to your embrace. Right, and then. Sometimes I dream of this emptiness and I run. Karma's far behind my ass. Why do we do this to ourselves when we can? Why do we do this to ourselves when we can? When we can? Forget that you were ever mine. Never thought that possessing humans were a thing. Okay? I don't even know what I just sang, okay? I just don't have a memory.
But that's pretty much what it works.
Okay, I had no idea. I have to fucking rewrite it and I have to fucking go back to this video. Okay, that's number one.